are coming to you live from Boston, Massachusetts, from the Republic Broadcasting Network, where you can handle the truth. Good evening from Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen. Tonight, we are going further into the government's electromagnetic weapons program. But first, joining Targeted Massachusetts is free. Just go to targetedmassachusetts.org. And at the top of the page, go to Join TM. Please complete the easy registration form. By joining, you receive our newsletter, text updates, and the latest developments in our targeted situation. Donate to Targeted Massachusetts and help us to continue our activism. We are a legal organization in the state of Massachusetts. If you have any questions, call me anytime in the U.S. at 1-508-857-8334. Call into the show live and ask a question at 800-313-9443. Or listen at 605-313-0163. I'd like to speak to you about a very stellar organization in the targeted community, and that's Targeted Justice. I suggest that you join Targeted Justice. They're a great bunch of people on the move and always acting. To join, go to targetedjustice.com. Up on the left-hand corner of the screen, you will see Home. Hover over that with your mouse, and you will see Meet the Team and Become a Member. Click on Become a Member, and away you go. That's targetedjustice.com. Targeted Massachusetts Northeast Conference airs Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Access by phone 515-604-9715. Access code 708-922. ID Targeted. If you'd like to join us by computer, in your address bar, type freeconferencecall.com/wall/targeted. Our YouTube channel is Targeted Massachusetts. For those of you who are watching it, the Schumann resonance is at 13 hertz today. Nominal is 7.83. Yesterday it was 37, I believe. And once again, I'm going to read to you the 4 civil rights, human rights that we have to have put in place. And that is the right to cognitive liberty, the right to mental privacy, the right to mental integrity, and the right to psychological continuity. Those are a must, because the skull is as far as they should be able to go. And as all we targets know, they have gone much farther. Tonight, high-intensity acoustics for military non-lethal applications. Now, this paper is reviewing the fact that they have a lack of useful weapons. So at that particular time, they were still researching. But anyway, here we go. They've made many previous claims of non-lethal acoustic weapon effects, mostly in the popular rather than scientific literature. Anecdotal reports of extraordinary effects can make meaningful assessment and review of this area very difficult. Acoustics research has shown that the non-lethal weapon capabilities of audible sound generators have been grossly overstated. Although high-intensity infrasound significantly disrupted animal behavior in some experiments, the generation of such energy in a volume large enough to be of practical use is unlikely because of basic physical principles. On the basis of experimentation completed to date at a number of universities, it seems unlikely that high-intensity acoustic energy in the audible, infrasonic, or low-frequency range can provide a device suitable for use as a non-lethal weapon. Now, as we all know, there are weapons that operate in ELF range, some of them using the Lily wave, which is the most compatible wave on Earth to couple to the human brain. In this particular paper, they have addressed weapons of a different kind, something that will act immediately, not over 5, 7, or 10 years. And I just wanted to mention that the guarantor on this particular paper was James R. Ockham, PhD. Contributors: James R. Ockham, PhD, Michael C. Cook, PhD. Acoustic energy includes sound in the audible frequency 20 to 20,000 hertz. That's what the normal human ear can handle. And infrasound, 20 hertz ranges. In popular press articles, there have been many previous claims of either the potential usefulness or actual existence of acoustic weapons. To avoid conflicting and false expectations, it is essential that military commanders and policymakers understand the real capabilities and limitations of non-lethal technologies before putting them into the hands of troops. Now, understand that this is 2007 at a review late in 2006. These are weapons, non-lethal weapons, to put into the hands of troops. Now, as I have stated, if you can put it into the hands of troops, the civilians will eventually get it. Narrow band, high intensity, acoustic energy in the audible frequency range and infrasound have been proposed for use as non-lethal weapons. Some potential non-lethal weapons proposed for law enforcement agencies may be adapted from military technology. So the plot thickens. One of the most frequently cited technical needs, according to law enforcement officers and other individuals who coordinate agency responses to terrorist incidents, is improved non-lethal weapons to apprehend terrorists. Now, we have been hearing the word non-lethal weapons. We've been hearing that for years. Non-lethal, no-touch torture. Well, it's very lethal when it's committed to somebody and they, in turn, commit suicide. So suicide is the end game for these weapons. Since the year 2000, technology has been changing, and not for the better in terms of targeted individuals like the community and like myself. This technology has been used in medicine to do brain surgery procedures. So it can be used for good. But like nuclear energy, it can be used in a power plant or in a nuclear missile. The targeted individuals have had a nuclear missile pointed at them since the beginning. This paper, or the purpose of which, is to review anecdotal and laboratory reports of acoustic weapon effects and to assess the potential usefulness of high-intensity acoustic energy in non-lethal weapon applications, particularly in relation to psychological effects. There you go. Psychological effects. Potential underwater applications are not discussed in this article. In addition to journal articles, books, and book chapters, items from the so-called gray literature such as abstracts, proceedings of meeting presentations, conference reports, technical reports, patents, and official government documents were used for this review. Items were identified from the following electronic databases: the National Library of Medicine, PubMed, including Med-Air Force-US Research Laboratory Human Effectiveness Directorate, Directed Energy Bioeffects Division, Brooks City Base, San Antonio, Texas. The views and opinions expressed in this article are the author's own and do not necessarily state or reflect those of the United States government. This manuscript was received for review in January of 2006. The revised manuscript was accepted for publication in July 2006. Toxline Special: Developmental and Reproductive Toxicology, Environmental Teratology, Information Center Database, and a host of others. The list goes on and on and on. And when I find a private company, I will obviously pull it out. Okay, we have some previous claims of acoustic weapon effects. And this is in the audible frequency range. A prototype acoustic blaster was described as developed and tested successfully. Another acoustic weapon prototype was alleged to produce effects ranging from minor annoyance to total incapacitation. Okay, we're coming up on a commercial here very shortly. For those of you who have just got here, okay, here we go. I will be back in 3 minutes. Thank you so much for listening.
Folks, we're living in a world the likes of which we've never perceived any clearer than we do now. The plan for global governance has been in the works for generations and would have likely been achieved by now but for the fact that the globalists left open their Achilles heel. With all their tools, Federal Reserve System, fiat currency, no child left behind, and then Common Core education introduced to our schools to dumb us down, vaccines, pharmaceuticals to lobotomize us, GMO foods, insertion of compromised or bought and paid for politicians, judges, mainstream media propaganda, all pieced together like a puzzle designed to ultimately bring the world under submission. But with all their strategy, they forgot one thing: knowledge. And knowledge is power. With knowledge, their bombardment is nullified. Folks, with that, as brilliant and knowledgeable as you've become, among the wisest audience of any radio audience in the world, and you are, I want you to take a moment to reflect and ask yourself, how much of that knowledge did I obtain from Republic Broadcasting Network? How high has my consciousness been raised since I've been a listener? How fast am I now able to discriminate truth from fake news by being a Republic Broadcasting listener? How clear am I now able to see the world since I've been listening to RBN? Ask yourselves those questions, folks. Then ask yourself, what is that knowledge worth to me? Like my morning coffee, how would I survive without it? A voice of truth in a sea of lies. Do we not all need to make sure it survives? Like public broadcasting, we are now finding we can only survive with listener support. Censorship, advertisers being attacked, truth itself being attacked. It's the only way through this. We at Republic Broadcasting humbly ask you to become a supporter. Look at your budget and make a determination of what Republic Broadcasting is worth to you and what you can afford on a monthly basis. Go to republicbroadcasting.org and pledge 20, 30, 40, 50, if possible, 100 a month or more if it's affordable. Click the donate button and become a regular monthly donor. Assure both us and yourself that Republic Broadcasting truth will continue to flow like that morning coffee. The network thanks you.
Many people write us about their experience with Extendivite. Allow me to read you some from Amazon.com. It really does work like the review says it does. I cannot believe that after the first few days, I didn't feel as sluggish or clogged up. It has had a profound impact on my physical, emotional well-being. I'm skeptical as most people about products and their claims, and I never write reviews, but this is a wonderful product and I recommend it to everyone. Great product. It has brought my blood pressure from the mid-150s over the 80s to the mid-130s over mid-80s, along with diet and exercise in just the past couple of months. Excellent. Thank you, David. Tell us your story. Get Extendivite today. Call 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
Good evening from Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen. And tonight, we discuss all the wonderful acoustic weapons that the government has come up with. I'm going to backtrack a little bit and just go to the top here where my notes are. I'm going to go into previous claims of acoustic weapon effects. And these are audible frequencies. These are the ones that will really hurt you physically, and you will know it instantly. It's not like ultrasonics that you don't hear that will eventually hurt you. A prototype acoustic blaster was described as developed and tested successfully. Another acoustic weapon prototype was alleged to produce effects ranging from minor annoyance to total incapacitation. Arkin suggested that acoustic weapons were so far advanced that deployment was imminent. And this is in July of 2006. A complex waveform acoustic device was described as a prototype non-lethal weapon. It was later portrayed as a viable crowd deterrent. Van Williams listed several acoustic non-lethal weapons, in advanced test and evaluation stages. A device that could cause emission of an acoustical pulsed periodic stimulus that effectively suppresses determined human operations was mentioned by Ryan. Lure and Schofield stated that acoustic weapons developed by scientific applications and research associates were at the advanced stage of production. Rappert and Wright noted that acoustic weapons are thought to offer unprecedented options in non-lethal applications. Of course, if they use this device in crowd control, you might have a collapsed or blown apart eardrum and be driven half crazy and incapacitated, but that's all right. It's non-lethal. I'm tired of hearing non-lethal. Okay, at the edge of death with 1 second left, they bring you back, and it's still a non-lethal weapon. I'm not okay with any of this. But what I have learned since becoming a TI about what the government is doing is unreal. The things that they have tried to do and the things that they have done. In the United Kingdom, they implemented export controls for acoustic devices. They represented this by the manufacturers as suitable for riot control purposes. More recently, a device nicknamed the acoustic bazooka, more formally known as the directed stick radiator or high-intensity directed acoustics, was developed to serve as either a voice-hailing signal device or supposedly a non-lethal weapon that makes people turn as green as grass with sickness. Now, isn't that great? Okay, folks, we are going to station identification. We will be back in 3 minutes.
You are tuned in to the Republic Broadcasting Network. Visit our website by going to republicbroadcasting.org.
How would you like to earn an extra $10,000 or more a month from the comfort of your home? We show you how to win with a home-based business opportunity. This could be one of the best financial decisions you ever make. Work from home, full-time or part-time. Plus, you'll never have to talk to anyone. Our professional sales team closes all your sales for you, and you keep 70% of all the sales made. You could be earning money while you're sleeping, shopping, working out, wherever you are, day or night. Our system goes to work for you. You can make a great income without any special computer skills or sales training. Plus, you get paid fast, within just 24 to 48 hours after our professional sales team closes a sale for you. Let us help you eliminate your financial concerns. You could be earning enough money to pay off debt, buy a house, a car, or whatever the case may be. We've got you covered. If you'd like to add an extra $10,000 or more a month to your portfolio, and you would like to know exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it, go now to www.getstartedwithus.com. That's www.getstartedwithus.com. Again, that's www.getstartedwithus.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
When your doctor tells you you have bad cholesterol or blockages in the arteries, what do? When diet and exercise is not enough, we try medications and hope for the best. For the last 2 decades, I have been telling people about a natural method to help solve these problems and more. Extendivite can help maintain cardiovascular health and lower blood lipid levels in adults. The 7 herbs in Extendivite are known to work together synergistically to get the results we hope for. There are many testimonials on Extendivite's effect on circulatory-related ailments. Get Extendivite today to start your journey back to a healthier life. To order, call 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com or see us on amazon.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Homeowners, if your lender has gone out of business or sold your transaction to another lender or servicer, you may be the victim of a wrongful foreclosure, resulting in the loss of your home. If you've already lost your home, are in foreclosure, or even in good standing, you can challenge the mortgage transaction's illegal issue, and your property can be restored to you, and your foreclosure can be stopped or reversed, and the mortgage transaction declared unenforceable. State laws, U.S. title codes, the Uniform Commercial Codes, and U.S. Supreme Court rulings have upheld that defective mortgage documentations can reverse or stop foreclosures and enforce property title claims in favor of the homeowner. We are having successes in stopping the process of foreclosure, the enforcement of the foreclosure judgments, the sale of property, and evictions after the sale. We are not attorneys, and we don't give legal advice. We are a professional team of legal researchers, providing forensic mortgage audits and expert witnesses. We have the knowledge to produce the evidence and enforce laws regarding your legal issues. We've been in business for 12 years without a complaint. Consultations are free, and we provide a free title search to confirm if your mortgage has legal defects. Please call 855-253-3748. 855, the number 2, keep it today.
Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen. Tonight, I report on high-intensity acoustics for military non-lethal applications. But first, joining Targeted Massachusetts is free. Just go to targetedmassachusetts.org, and at the top of the page, go to Join TM. Please complete the easy registration form. By joining, you receive our newsletter, text updates, and the latest developments in our situation. Donate to Targeted Massachusetts and help us to continue our activism. We are a legal organization in the state of Massachusetts. If you have any questions, call me anytime in the U.S. at 1-508-857-8334. Call into the show live and ask a question, or join in at 800-313-9443, or listen at 605-313-0163. If they send you to another phone number, it's because this number is not compatible with your carrier and will probably cost you money. The second number is one that they've established that will be correct for your carrier. Next, I'd like to mention a very stellar organization, Targeted Justice. I suggest that you join Targeted Justice. Really wonderful bunch of people. To do so, go to targetedjustice.com. At the top of their home page on the left, you will see Home. Hover over that with your mouse, and you will see Meet the Team and become a member. Click or tick on Become a Member, and you are on your way. Remember, targetedjustice.com. Targeted Massachusetts Northeast Conference airs Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. As a matter of fact, the conference is running right now. Access by phone, 515-604-9715, access code 708922, ID targeted. If you'd like to join us by computer, in your address bar, type freeconferencecall.com/wall/targeted. Our YouTube channel is Targeted Massachusetts. Okay, I'm going to get back to our topic tonight, which is high-intensity acoustics for military non-lethal applications. And I keep seeing non-lethal, and it's really starting to annoy me. It just doesn't work. Fine, it'll take 8 to 10 years to kill you, but you'll commit suicide on your 20th year or something. Well, guess what? We're not going to do that. The United Kingdom, as I was speaking of, instituted or implemented export controls for acoustic devices represented by the manufacturers as suitable for riot control purposes. More recently, a device nicknamed the Acoustic Bazooka, more formally known as the Directed Stick Radio or High-Intensity Directed Acoustics, was developed to serve as either a voice-hailing signal device or supposedly a non-lethal weapon that makes people turn as green as the grass they walk on, with sickness. The original research effort, however, consisted of equipment development and was not intended to evaluate aversive effects on humans. No results of any such testing have been published to date. And this is in the scientific literature. It has been suggested that the device could have the capacity to knock people off their feet. A long-range acoustic device. Now, my understanding of these particular types of devices, they create a very powerful sound wave. Now, this sound wave will literally smash into you and knock you off your feet. I'm trying to think what kind of a sound that would have when it finally got to you. Because it's at least going to travel at 700 miles an hour. So to have that knock you off your feet, that could knock the wind out of you, and I think it could kill you. Another long-range acoustic device has been developed by the U.S. military in Iraq and by the New York Police Department. The device was intended for use as a communication device. However, well, we TIs know all about communication devices, direct two-way communication with no cell phone. Although some news outlets have referred to recent uses of the long-range acoustic device. An example, on a cruise ship, November 7th, 2005, as non-lethal weapon deployment, such systems are still described by the manufacturer as designed beneath pain thresholds and not non-lethal weapons. Okay, beneath pain thresholds. Whose pain threshold? Everyone is different. Their threshold of pain is different. So what do? Take an average somewhere in the middle and hope for the best while people scream in agony? Great device. But this is designated not non-lethal. This is the stuff that we see. And this is going back to 2007 when they were really starting to move on this stuff. Now, they have been represented elsewhere as devices designed to modify the behavior of personnel with a high-intensity warning tone and to deliver a shrill 145 decibel tone. Holy cow. If you're familiar with a VU meter and you see the 0 up at the top in the red, we'll add on 145 to that, causing headaches and panic. Yep, I can see that. I can see that happening. Ben David recently reported that the Israeli Ministry of Defense developed an acoustic device dubbed the Shout. This device is capable of incapacitating crowds at a range of 100 meters without causing permanent physical damage. Sound intensity or signals were not disclosed. However, such a system has been described as a non-lethal, high-power acoustic radiator used for riot suppression. So I'd like to take a minute to reflect back on what we've been talking about here. They are talking about weapons that almost killed you in a crowd, or that almost kill you. Well, let me tell you what happens to weapons that almost kill you. In Boston, Massachusetts, after a Red Sox game, a woman was very innocently walking back to her car, and she was shot and killed in the eye by a non-lethal rubber bullet. Okay, so what does that tell you about the word non-lethal? If you take a rubber bullet and you put powder behind it, sorry, it's lethal. The city will be paying for that one for a long time. In contrast to the enthusiastic descriptions mentioned, Moore and Frund correctly suggested that any aversive audible device should be considered as a tool to study acoustic effects and not a weapon. Also, appropriately noted that such acoustic devices were still in the experimental phase of development. There's another crock. Altman noted that many claims by scientific applications and research associates or others regarding potential acoustic weapons were not accurate. Personally, I have not seen anything that has been accurate, except for what I see happening in my community. I see people sick. I see people that have just passed away. I see people that are driven half out of their mind to the point where they are unable to communicate any longer with the community. So these no-touch torture devices, the ones that don't kill you, let me tell you what they do while they're not killing you. They destroy your family relationships. They destroy relationships with friends that you've known since the first grade. They destroy relationships between husbands and wives that were those two small people in first grade, and then high school sweethearts, and then married. This kills everything. The family unit is no longer in this country. Okay, the next part of this, I've pulled out infrasound. This is heard every now and then. And it's classified as any sound that's below 20 hertz. Anecdotal reports of extraordinary acoustic or infrasound weapon effects can make meaningful assessment and review of this area very difficult. A scientific journal article by Gavreau is often cited in the popular literature as evidence of the accidental death attribute to infrasound. Such an event, however, was not reported in the article. Instead, the effects of infrasound were described as certainly unpleasant. Altman noted that present-day scientists at the same institute have doubts about Gavreau's conclusions because his experiments have not been replicated. They've probably been replicated so many times that they didn't need to any longer. In another report, an infrasound weapon device that produced one ultrasound frequency at 16,000 hertz and a second at 16,002 hertz, which would combine to form a beat frequency of 2 hertz, was described. Now, this is heterodyning. Supposedly, when these two frequencies mix in the human ear, they become intolerable, with people becoming giddy or nauseous, and in extreme cases, fainting. This squawk box, reported to have been built and tested by the British Army, was portrayed as being highly directional so that it could be focused on individuals in a riot. It was later admitted that this weapon was a hoax and was simply disco gear. Sure it was. I don't know if any of you are familiar with heterodyning, but heterodyning is one signal that's sent, such as this 16,000 hertz, and a second at 16,002, or directly out of phase. The difference between the two signals is the voice to skull. That's what heterodyning is. But they discovered that long time before this. All right, let's look at this squawk box a little closer. Disco gear, I really can't really go along with that. Nobody spends grant money on disco gear. So it was mounted on 2 armored personnel carriers as disco gear. In addition, Wren and Riggs, after performing a literature search, could find no data to support the earlier claims of effects. Observers invited to the Center for Testing of Devices with Non-Lethal Effects on Humans in Moscow reported a 10 hertz acoustic generator which would be used to deliver a pulse about the size of a baseball that could knock you down or more depending on how you power it. It was suggested that the handheld device could be kicked up to the lethal level. Adams and Roche mentioned efforts by the U.S. military and other militaries to build similar devices. It doesn't matter which device they use on us. It's not the device that kills. It's the men behind it. Together with legislation, marches on Washington, marches on your state capitals, we will make the people of the United States of America and the world aware of these non-lethal so-called weapons. Well, it's getting almost time for me to close here. I've got about 10 more seconds. I'd like to thank my listeners tonight and their families. So be safe. Good night from Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen. Thank you.
Here at Republic Broadcasting Network, we have been building our online store. Well, we have been focusing on bringing you the best talk show host in the country. Here at Republic Broadcasting Network, we also want our listeners to have products they can use every day and in times of emergency. We have added new products each week to our store. Your support of this network, plus products at the best prices, is a win-win situation. Check out our new store. Go to our website, republicbroadcasting.org, and click on the online store located at the top of our website. Together, we can continue to grow RBN and help our listeners prepare for the future. Go to republicbroadcasting.org and click on our online store or call us.
800-724-2719, extension 3. 800-724-2719, extension 3.
This is RBN, the Republic Broadcasting Network.